So I'm going to pick up where I left off with the novel. And then we'll go from there. Building a coven. I got to eat a burrito, courtesy of retarded Alan. Took some kratom. I'm craving a soda and a cig. Had a cig earlier. No soda since I walked through central LA to Union Station from LAX, going on 48 hours ago. Maybe 72. 2 nights ago. It was the first thing I had eaten in some time, 36 hours at least. Last night was spent in the Phoenix Greyhound station, and 2 nights ago I slept on the street near Union Station, downtown LA. That day I ate substantially, so 3 days ago, but closer to 50 hours. Vegetarian burrito filled primarily with potatoes and I don't know what. It worked. I feel something. Little girls plus fake theatrical sneezing equals misery upon introspection of self. She despises the depths of my intellect, so much so she would rather maintain the crudest existence and destroy everything we built. So fucking pointless. She knows I would have and still intend to hold her to the highest ethical standards. Anything less is foolhardy and naive. I suppose a part of her thought she was ready to no longer be naive. However, she has shown us her ignorance and bland banality knows no bound. Indeed, has no limit. We still don't know the repercussions. Only God can. Waiting in line for the bus on which I am seated as before, a humorous scene unfolded. They announced our bus's return, and the line got way too big, say 2 times too big. And the lady on the loudspeaker started haranguing us, talking about, "Ain't no way all these people getting on the same bus to Dallas. There's 2 buses to Dallas." And the ghetto black woman I was talking shit about earlier, who I kind of like now, I asked her about a teacup chihuahua and she called me baby. Started calculating, talking about, "This our bus. I remember this lady, this dude, this lady, just saying, you better get on this bus." And we all chattered in agreement, if somber and ecstatic by the uncertainty. But in line also on the bus now, another beautiful witch, giving me the intrigue. "I think I want you to fuck me, I." My heart broke. I said nothing. Clady cries. After I comment to Alan about how now I have a really strong left and right forearm. The left from playing guitar, the right from writing. How it's true, it takes more muscle to hold the notes down. Full spectrum artistic conditioning. I need only paint and sculpt myself into delirium now. Patience. First, this year of excellence. But if I'm safe somewhere, I'd have more time. Willow is hormonal and full of shit. She doesn't understand love because it's easy. And while she is easy, no one would suggest otherwise. She made it difficult. Because she doesn't love anything, least of all me. I tried closing my eyes and was plagued by visions of corrupted wombs. Alistair continually assures me everything is fine, to which I said, "She's fucking somebody." To which he said, "Maybe so." And now she is questioning everything. She knows, they know, rather. I'll haunt that bitch forever with my power. She's cussing at me as she drives home and about how I see everything. She did it to herself. Lisa tells me she'll make me whole and not to worry about Willow, which I appreciate. It is a loving thought. Listening to Paul Schofield's Hamlet in the West Texas desert clay tells me, it's going down. You're coming here to New York to play Hamlet, then going back to Los Angeles to play the journalist. You got all these women needing you, everything is good. I'm assured. And now the dog barks at the luggage underneath. Border Patrol. There's a bunch of them, maybe 6 I can see. They don't appear to be removing bags or searching them, but the multitude of heartbeats behind Kevlar suggests something is about to occur. They're letting the dog into the luggage carriage. We're back on the road. Nothing happened. It is its own peculiar ritual. Guess no one's hauling dope via Greyhound today. This Greyhound, I mean to say. But everyone's excited. The black guy in front of Alan threatened to kill anyone in seconds on this bus who touches him. Maybe he asked him something. I don't know why he's so upset, beyond the obvious that these are the dregs of society. It's the same guy who told that retarded black hobo who smells like death that he's on the wrong bus, and he argued bewildered for 2 minutes before I asked where his seat was. and pointed to the open seat he was standing next to. Would he have sarcastically pushed him back onto the street? Let's ask Alistair's daughter how she treats the less fortunate, and I'm sure she'll give an equally selfish, small-minded answer. She assures me she's more than a whore, to which I reply, only in thought, not in action. As Schofield's Hamlet's father's ghost decries his murder, my window faces east in the afternoon golden hour, and I am reminded of Goethe's color wheel, that there are in fact 6 primary colors, not 3, 2 sets of 3, always visible on opposite sides of the horizon, and the hillside the road is carved out of gives us a nice view of both. Now darkness takes complete control, the spectrum has collapsed once more. The most magical area must be somewhere where golden hour occurs on any or both of the solstices or equinoxes at 12:36. Perhaps Alaska, Siberia, the tail of South America, Antarctica. These are the places to cast your spells and hold your ritual. The golden hour at the perfect minute. Epic, celestial, unrivaled excellence. And if properly cast, the affect will be exorbitant and effected instantly. Though the ramifications may be wide, as with Willow's disregard for my curse, a naive, foolish, devilish decision which she understands is doomed to haunt her psyche forever. As I listen to, "Oh, all you host of heaven," Q claims, I really am as good as any of those guys. Alistair assures her I'm better, and have never been more ready. That we have to put some miles between him, he means me, and my daughter. So you guys help him play Hamlet now, and after he can come back once everything is settled down. Alan mentioned to his phone call that they have 1 minute, which makes me think his baby moms gave birth incarcerated. Maybe she did. Now this guy right in front of Alan mentions killing again as people walk by him. Black, likely incarcerated most of his life till now. He laments how if you kill someone they give you 80 years. Though I feel like 20 or 25 is the most they give you the first time. Seems telling, his phrasing. Maybe he's just a fucking douchebag. The darkness now reigns. I write my false light overhead. I try to relax. It is 7 p.m., thereabouts. Clay, as we all weep, reminds me how much they all care about me, about how I brought them all up, that I wrote because I know I have something to offer and that they all see it. So I go there, play Hamlet, then come back for the movie, and that he's sure me and Willow were reconciled. They all are. She comments on how I broke her down. Her stepmother tries to help her see it is a blessing she got by her wickedness, and her father extols how it is all there. The amount I love all of God's creatures is so high to begin with, that when Willow tried to fraudulently play that game with me, her wickedness has been swallowed by my sincerity, my love. This is what she said she wanted, and while I oft consider throwing her away, it is true we pushed the frontiers of communion, and now we're forever connected, whether either of us like it or not. Now I don't like it. I wish I could throw the whore pregnant guppy back into the lake. Alas. Again, I am drowned in love across both coasts. They, Clay, telling me I've written enough, that I can relax. It is enough for today, maybe 4,000 or 5,000 words. But the bombardment compels the pen, perhaps the kratom, which I just took my last dose of for the day. Maybe too much in truth. It is my pathology. I have to write all the time. Alistair tells me he really thought she wanted to love me like I tried to love her. And still will, he says. He says that it seemed like I was the one that got away to her. So he set her loose on me because he knew I was an interesting guy, however bad I blew it. And that now it has degenerated to this, but that we have this chance to build it back better and stronger this year. Annabella reminds me that it was me who put it all together, and it is as legendary as anything possibly can be. We took a half hour here at Pecos. Alan gave me an egg roll, and I lament calling him retarded, even if accurate. He's all heart, I can tell, just like me. Earlier, riding outside of Pecos, and here seeing stripes brings back Alpine. I feel that I have been here before, though I thought it was Midland. But knowing we are in Pecos, I now doubt I have been here specifically. But the smell of H2S was another potent reminder. Nostalgia. The other retarded black man, whose stench requires 10 feet for appropriate ventilation, mentioned One Piece, and we had a nice moment of mutual remembrance. He is rewatching and is more current in the series than I am. He is totally caught up. Simultaneously, the violent black man moves seats closer to the front of the bus and is getting into an argument with the other black girl I mentioned earlier with the teacup and the baby. It wasn't truncated. She won. It was unnecessarily loud. He is not well. A violent psyche bent towards violence. Again bombarded, Alistair is moved to being emotional by my writing and relays the plan once more to build it up better and stronger. And I see it. I do. I'm trying to relax. The uncertainty of it all is all-consuming. It is now 3:19, the witching hour, when churchyards yawn. I am 4 minutes late to the Dallas bus stop, 30 minutes from the Fort Worth stop, which I arrived at, me and this basket full of deplorables. So now upon arrival, I have a strong suspicion I will be subjected to another 5-hour layover. Sigh. 5:23 a.m. in the Dallas Greyhound. Real grimy. My friend I referenced earlier, real name Glint, not Cameron, finally broke the ice, and we had our nice trip down memory lane. He hooked me up with half a Subutex. I snorted a little quarter. All of this, I should mention, being after I walked up the way to the nearest 7-Eleven and dumped $30 of my food stamps on not nearly enough sustenance. Though I got my coffee double shots energy drink, and I'm flying, so to speak. I told him everything I could without betraying all the people who have come to mean so much to me. And even now, Willow thanks me for not calling her a whore and using this rare instance of camaraderie, companion, and friendship to denigrate her in the same way she has denigrated me, namely, to anyone who will listen. She assures me she won't anymore, though only a fool would believe anything she tells them at this point. So I hold that certainty in my heart as I remind her that I loved her madly, and that you're welcome. Revelation so often washes over the initiate at these evil hypnagogic hours twixt midnight and sunrise. Last night was no exception. Sleeping poor in mine orchard, at around 10:30, perhaps midnight, I had visions of ecstasy. Willow, upon closing my eyes, was seen flipping me off. She expressed her weakness and resentment towards me, whereby I closed my eyes once again and screamed, "I have the right to close my eyes, you bitch, and I'll scream at you forever because I don't have to breathe, you fucking whore." Wherein I was given a vision of change, and my only true nature, the best part of me, compelled me to stop. Alistair saw it too, and pleaded for me to be calm, asking me, "You understand better?" And I did. I do. The curse has put me in occult control of Willow's womb, and if I rage hard enough with enough sincere devotion, I can destroy her as well as that hideous cyclops growing inside of her. Now she assures me she'll never be cruel to me again. She betrayed the idea of love, as espoused by Diotima for selfishness, and in so doing sealed our psychic bond absolute. While I would like to allege I have this boundless, unconditional, Christ-like love in my heart, every time I am plagued by insights into her wicked, adulterous ways, I know that I'll fly into a rage until all I can see is her demise. She abused love, and now it hovers over her body and soul as a cataclysmic anvil, which, like the kaleidoscope or Empyrean, I cannot truly control it, only be aware and adjust my motivations. I am a man, and she is a woman, and I believed her honest, and she betrayed all that beauty we built together, demolished this crystal palace we built as our psychic sanctuary. And she sits aloof in her illustrious ivory tower of Babel with Alistair and the Queen Mother. When considering how corrupted, evil, and tedious she has made everything, I am inclined to continue cursing her every part. Inclined to continue cursing every part of her, to balance the scales and take back my heart and mind. Around the same time, bleeding into thereafter, as Willow played Alice Locke's I Keep on Falling, that one mediocre song from 20 years ago, another vision. I asked her, Willow, if she was fucking someone. When I was asked what I saw, I told the truth. I saw someone sucking dick. And when both witches assured me they were at home, someone, I forget who specifically, said maybe it was Hazel, to which I agreed and tried to forget about it. Minutes pass, and I hear her obsessing over me, and Alistair does what he can to keep me calm, saying that she's fantasizing about me, And eventually, sure enough, I heard Hazel say, "Ethan, I'm trying to turn you on. Do you know who this is?" Alistair let out a "God! She really is fantasizing about you. You got all three. Don't say anything to her." And I didn't. Before departing completely, she assured herself that I knew who it was and is, because she knew that I knew she was thinking about me, as they all do continuously. She did not get pregnant. Q lamented, commenting on what a difficult life I was living, to which I assured with all the passion of truth and beauty that I will not be suffering much longer. To which I am assured with all the passion of truth and beauty that I will not be suffering much longer. I want to trust Alistair as my father, like I always have. All of them, Clay. What a mountain in my mind. I have a hard time believing any of them are outright evil, though Willow has proven the negation true, and she is not good. I question everything, and yes, it is true, I made it difficult when Alistair made it easy, and I am assured that I am forgiven and loved, and that they are all moved by my devotion and heartbroken over it all as I am. He, Alistair, knows that Willow will come around, and that of course no one else can play this role, but Willow fucked everything up. And so now I have to go play Hamlet to put something between the dead elephant between us, space, and the play. Just for these few months to settle down. And then I'll come back when she really is a bloated, pregnant whore guppy, hauling her abomination awkwardly, when the situation, as well as myself, have calmed down, and they all assure me it is the most epic badass idea in the history of show business, which will be our finest hours, a passing of the torch of a kind. Hopefully it is the first of a multitude of excellent hours, as with Clam and Alistair, who I have no doubt has crammed just as many memorable moments in this priceless iconic filmography, whose final hurrah has shifted so many times it inspires writing this book, and brings together the primary halves of the creative half of my brain, music and movies, by the triangle, equilateral or otherwise, Alistair, Clam, and myself. I'm told to take a break, that I earned it. And Alistair once again is as emotional as he continues observing my prodigious output. I catch the bus again in half an hour.